It's your girl Vee.
And it's your girl April Love.
And we are about to get into this review of this week's episode of Married at First Sight Season 12, Episode 7. Is it 7? It's been 7 episodes already?
Is it 7 or is it 6?
It might be 6. It's one of them. I have it down here though. But yo, alright. So let's just get it started. Let's start it off with Chris and Paige.
Oh, okay.
Because I want to get them out the way. I'm over it.
Okay.
Like, I'm just tired.
Okay.
Alright, so a whole lot of what the fuck, okay? Like, I was so disgusted at so many things last night. Okay, let's start with her going to the apartment alone. Mm-hmm. Him flying to Chicago to figure it out. Whatever he did while he was there. And her still going through the motions. Are you doing that?
No, I'm not. And listen. When they started showing everybody, even with them not all necessarily being all that great, when they start showing everybody, it's like they're gonna get to Chris and Paige, and something's just gonna be off, because it's just always off. And then sure enough, here comes Paige on the screen by herself, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Like, you're still going through emotions, sis?
But there's something happening there, because your last thing we saw, I'm spiritually attracted to you now.
Right.
She's all smiles, and then it be down. It just goes downhill. And then,
because he's lying to her. He's telling he's telling her what she wants to hear to keep her around.
But for what?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I guess for the sex, I think the sex might be really good for him, but he's keeping her around for a reason. Okay, let's talk about her sit down with Pastor Cal, because I really do want to get these people out of the way. Like, I'm over them. When she said, I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. What? Girl, get your life. Like, first of all, you don't even know this man. What are you writing about? Like, I don't understand. Please help me understand.
Her husband.
No, fuck that. Like, no. Get the hell out of here. Even Pastor Cal was like, Paige.
I know, Paige.
Like, why?
My love.
He really just didn't understand. Like everybody else, like, what are you still doing? And then she couldn't even answer the question, do you want a divorce? She didn't answer it. Why? What is there to think about? Are you serious?
She's really committed to this process.
No, she's really dumb. Something's wrong with her. Ain't no commitment. You're dumb. Something's wrong with you. She's weird. Is she not weird?
Okay, I don't like to go in on people because I don't know, but something is a little off, okay? Because normal people would be like no. Like, when they left, when the doctor left, I was literally like, no, y'all leaving her with him? Y'all are leaving her with him? Because here she is, and she said she was on her period. So it's like, okay, you should be a little bit more emotional. And he did all this stuff. You was just crying and F this and F that.
That was the other day, though.
But I'm just saying, like, you're in this emotional space. He's not with you. And here he comes, and he said he don't want to be disrespectful. He don't.
Yes. It was some dumbass message.
It was giving a lot. And then he is left with her, and he goes into her ear and he whispers something, and she starts smiling. And I was like,
weren't you disgusted?
I was like, oh my God. Why do they keep leaving her with this
Because
man?
she's a grown-ass woman and she should know better.
No,
but
something's not clicking.
But it's not, but that's the reality of it. They're like, hey, Paige is a grown woman. She's going to do what she wants to do. And apparently she wants to keep falling into this bullshit. He can say whatever to her. He knows exactly what to do now. So he's going to keep doing it. It works every time.
It's
There's
scary.
not a time that it didn't work.
It's scary, though.
So
it's scary.
It is. Did you see him laughing?
Yeah.
Like the smirk on his face?
Yeah,
when
like,
Pastor Cal was talking and he was smirking?
Yeah.
I wanted to come through that TV and throw these hands. Like, I was like, yo, what the? So, yeah, all that bass in her voice, oh, I'm fucking done. Fuck you and that bitch. Well, lies. You didn't mean it, because as soon as he whispered in your dumbass ear, you was all, I don't stand. Girl,
But
bye.
he's saying he's afraid he's gonna fall in love with her.
Yes! Stop the lies! Like the madness! I am done.
Like, I'm just tripping off of like what he says to pull her back in, be the complete opposite to all the other stuff that he said. That I just be like, how are you smiling? Like, I would have been like, yo, get the fuck off.
Sorry, y'all. I need a pen because we got to write down these predictions.
I would be like, yo, get the fuck off of me, bruh. Like, why is you whispering in my ear? You a whole clown. And you trying to clown me. And you got me looking dumb. Here I am busting it open for a whack nigga.
Right, can't even say a real one.
And you playing me to the left and you telling me how you still in love with and you clowning me on television.
Yes, he definitely was.
Like,
I don't want to be disrespectful. What is that supposed to mean?
Like shady. It was like
it was really shady.
And I just was kind of like, oh no! Like at that point, when he said that, I would have got disrespected.
Right! I was waiting for somebody to get disrespected. Not even Pastor Cal. I was wanting him to light his ass up, and he didn't. He just left. I was like, Pastor Cal, this was your chance, and you didn't do it. He just was done. He was like, I guess. Best of luck to you. So, I mean, it's just all types of messiness. And then next week, she's about to say, we're going to talk about that. Wow. But let's talk about these predictions. Last week, you predicted Chris and Paige 10%.
I'm still giving them a 10%. And I'm giving them a 10% because every time I turn around, this shorty is smiling.
That's true.
Every time I turn around, she's smiling. True. Like, bruh, like, he don't want, like, and then he keeps giving her something to smile about. So it's like, I don't understand it. And so I'm just giving them a 10% because obviously, for whatever reason, he wants to keep her. And she keeps coming with her stuff. Like,
it's really.
Why am I sitting down with you? Like, what are we doing? I'm off the show.
Right! It's over!
I'm suing the producers for setting me up because y'all play with me. I didn't sign up for this.
Seriously, if she literally would have said, yes, I want a divorce, it would have been a done deal. But now I'm starting to believe that they both want to just be on TV because why are you still choosing to be a part of this nonsense? Right. Like, this is so unrealistic to me. I can't, it's unbelievable. So I'm still giving them a 0%. They'll get a 0% from me for every week.
She said she not new to this. She true to it.
She is
So what she's saying is, look, I've been with a man who got a baby mama. I know how that goes, okay? And I'm here. I could do this. The only difference now, you my husband. So I gotta ride for you.
Please, Jesus, take the wheel. On that note, we're gonna move on to Bree and Vincent. Everything was going so well. Everything was going so well. And it really did go well. Like, everything was perfect until the nighttime came and they got to their place and they got settled in. And Bree just was making comments.
It wasn't going well.
It wasn't, you don't think it was going well?
It wasn't going well. Let me tell you.
I'm talking about leading up to this point.
No, let me tell you.
What?
Let me tell you. When I was watching it and her people kept saying she was bossy, she was bossy, she was bossy. That to me was a red flag going into it because what they were saying was, despite all of that, we got to come back to the fact that she could be a little overbearing. Okay?
Yes.
And we love her, but she's overbearing. And that is conflict. In the last episode, coming into this episode, I knew that it wasn't going all that great when he had to tell her about herself. What that said to me was, off camera, she's probably saying a lot of just nitpicking on little stuff that he does, and it gets annoying. That's annoying as fuck.
Yeah, I really believe that something led to that. I don't think that it was just that. I think that it boiled over. I think that he was at his boiling point. Yeah, because off camera, she was probably nitpicking. Because nobody is that emotional. Like, at first I was like, damn, Vincent is emotional. Right. True Dominican. Because I know a lot of Dominican people, and the men are just, they're like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's not for something so small as her just saying,
you got
so many of you.
Yeah.
That's not a reason.
No.
She's clearly been doing some things off camera that we don't see.
Yeah.
But she doesn't realize she's doing it. Because that's just her. That's her personality. And she doesn't even know what she did wrong. But I can understand him feeling belittled. But at the same time, once she apologized, he should have been more willing to work that out.
She's been apologized for.
I just think he took it too far. I don't think he should have left.
I think
because you're married now. You don't get to just leave.
Oh yeah, no, he was being extra for that. The way it was shot, though, it was given like, dang, Vinny, you real sensitive. However, because they had showed like little clips of her being like, for instance, she was like, do you clean your beard,
right,
and stuff like that. I just feel like those things, like, you're constantly like, bitch, I'm a grown man.
Right, leave him alone.
Beard. Take your shoes off. When he came to clean up the stuff, I already cleaned it up.
Yeah, she said you need some cleaning product so it doesn't smell all champagne-y. Like, girl, relax.
So she probably have been doing that to the nth power. Even with them, I was like, dang, the only thing they got to talk about is the TV being crooked. Yeah. And then I thought about it, I was like, even that probably was some stuff for them. You know what I'm saying? He probably was trying to give her the same energy she gives him. Right. And that's probably why he even pointed out that her TV was crooked. Yeah. And then here she comes trying to tit for tat. And now over here, oh, your TV's... I think he was giving her the same energy that she gives him. I agree. When he said that to her. Because she's always saying something. So he was probably at his boiling point.
And I agree. And I'm not mad at him for that. Like last night I was like, damn, Vinny, what the fuck? But it ain't that deep. But it probably was that deep. And she probably was doing that all day long, all week long. Like, who knows? That's her personality. And I feel like it overwhelmed him. I feel like he was just like, yo, what the fuck? I'm a man. Like, I'm not your child. Right. And that's how she's treating him.
How it's coming
and it's kind of weird. I don't like it. Brianna, fix it, boo. Because you're about to lose a really good one. Like, he's a good one. So, yeah. It's unfortunate. But this was their first fight, and I don't think that it was so severe that they can't come back.
But it was extra. Like, the fact that he left. Like, okay, other people have gotten in a little... Yeah. Well, Chris and Paige are not. They don't count. They don't count. But I think about Haley and Jacob, for instance. They've gotten in a fight, but you don't just like...
You don't just leave. You can't do that, Vincent.
Go sleep in another room.
Yes, there was 2 rooms. You could have slept in another room just like Jacob slept in another room. You don't have to leave the whole apartment and go... You don't have your house no more. You're married. You're in your house. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, I was disappointed in both last night. Their behavior, but they're new and they don't know each other. And this is how you learn each other. They will come together. They will work it out. I just know it. Just based off of the show's history and who he is. He's a sweetheart. He's a teddy bear. He'll be back. So I think they're just learning his growing pains. And so for that, I'm actually give them 80% this week.
What did I give them last week?
Last week, I need to be more prepared. I got so many notes here. A mess. Girl, I don't even know what I'm notes. I just see them. This is crazy. This is my husband's. All this writing is him. Okay, last week you gave them a 95%.
Okay.
And I gave them last week a 90%.
Okay, so I'm gonna give them. I'm just gonna go down to 90 because they are probably seeming like the most committed to this process in terms of like really trying to be present for it. I do think he's going to apologize for his behavior because I mean, like, dude, you just left. Yeah. And because she is like, she's not fully aware of it and she doesn't want to come off that way to her man. Yeah. I am very hopeful that they're gonna kind of work that out because, as I keep saying, these things are gonna be issues regardless if they're with each other or not. Okay, nobody wants to be every time they move. Don't move. What you doing? Oh, why'd you do this? Do you brush your teeth? Do you floss your like? She was asking him all these questions.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, he is a man. He's not going to be as clean as you would like him to be.
Right.
Like, that's just not reality. And you can't control that. You're married now. You got to accept his flaws, just like he's accepts yours. So, relax, Bree.
Mm-hmm.
So, moving on, we're going to talk about Haley and Jacob. Oh, man. Even the dogs was like, nah. Nah.
The scene when he ran his one dog and he had to almost bust
that dog almost took that other dog out. She was scared. Did you see how fast she picked up her dog? Like, he has 3 dogs.
Oh,
that's a lot.
Gosh.
But
our side note, because I feel like all of them have pets in there. Do Clara and Ryan don't?
Clara and Ryan don't have no pets.
Okay.
Wait. I think they do.
Do they?
No, I'm thinking about Jacob and Haley. No,
I just want to say that the pets thing seems almost worse than the children. It's like they're like real life kids.
But they are, and they know good people though. Did you notice how Haley's dog cozies up to Jacob?
Right. I noticed that, but I'm just saying in terms of like how they were having to maneuver that. Like, oh, our kids, our dogs, our pets, they have to be cool with each other.
They do.
They have to be cool with you. You have to be cool with my little buddy over here. Look, Paige was hurt when she was talking to Chris last episode about it.
That was just disrespectful, but that's just a whole nother.
So I was just like, oh wow, it's pretty much like having kids. Like they have to like introduce.
Yeah, they do. It's real because if you're gonna be living together, that's your baby. They gotta come with the package. So yeah, it was rough last night for Jacob and Haley.
They're gonna make it just because of that.
It was so rough. It was so hard to watch. But I will say that Jacob is an awesome communicator. Isn't he?
He is amazing.
I loved it because he was
like,
so direct.
But it's not too much.
It's very matter of fact and very evil, like level-headed. He's not yelling at her. He's just telling her his feelings and laying it out.
And I mean the way he articulates himself it's not too rah-rah.
Right.
But it's not beating around the bush.
Right.
It's like just perfect.
It's perfect.
Like,
I loved it.
This happened. I feel this way.
Yes.
What can we do? Like, what is the solution to? Like, he is a problem solver.
Yes. I love that about him.
Yeah,
that made me like him a little more. Like, I don't dislike Jacob. I think he's quirky. He needs to calm it down with the 80s thing. It's a bit much.
It is.
But outside of that, I think he's like a relatively good guy. I don't see any issues other than the 80s. The 80s is an issue because I would have an issue with that.
Yeah, it's a little excessive.
It's too much. But he was right. I think that I don't know about him accusing her of having a boyfriend back home.
Oh yeah,
that was a lot. But it's like she's not even trying. And so he's kind of in this by himself, and he's just like, fuck this. I don't need this. Like, go do you. Who knows how long we're going to be in this place? Like, he was just going off.
But I think for her, to me, I feel like she's trying more than some of the other ones, in a sense, because she is, like, when you see her, her individual little interviews, it's not like, oh, I don't want to do this, he's whatever. It is coming like, you know, I'm kind of trying to get over some of these issues. You know, I'm hoping that we could be better. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh my gosh, I'm sick of this guy. He's tripping on me.
But I think she's just so focused on his quirks that she's not trying to get to know him as a person.
Most definitely. I think that's rough.
Yeah, it is.
And shame on them, first of all, another side note, shame on them for not showing his house, okay? Because as much as y'all talked about his house, as much as y'all showed him talking about his house, I was looking
They showed his house.
I know, they didn't really show his house. I wanted to see the beach.
It was
the
nighttime.
jacuzzi. I wanted to see the beach, the jacuzzi, the pool, the gym. everything that he said about it, I needed to see it on there.
They'll show it, I'm sure. It was nighttime when they came. But I think if I was like, I said this on my Twitter last night. I'm like, damn, you missed out on a great opportunity for makeup sex. Like, maybe it would have been better.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if there was some passion involved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, like, people were coming at me like, she said she's not attracted to him. That's the reason why they're in this place in the first place. But no, makeup sex is different.
So she's not attracted to him physically?
Well, I don't know about that. I just think that she just doesn't like his personality. So, therefore, she's not attracted to him as a person. I don't think it's a physical thing. I think it's just a personality thing. But I get that. But I know that when you have makeup sex, it is more passion involved. And he probably would have laid it down that night. Haley, you missed it. You will never know because you was just in your feelings. You know, I don't know. Like
it's a tough one because
yeah.
I think she is a little shallow Haley. You know the movie Shallow.
Yes,
Hal,
I love that movie.
Yeah, so she's Shallow Haley.
Yes.
And I mean, but you can't really blame her. That's a lot to kind of deal when she has a totally different personality. You can see.
Yeah.
You can even see in this picture here
Mm-hmm.
that they have different personalities. So for her, I do think she's trying in her own way, but she's also not confrontational. So
yeah.
she is a beater. She's a bit beat around the bush. You know when he said, your mom's shirt was Karen?
Call her Mama Karen. She was offended. Like, that's something you laugh at. You laugh at the joke.
That's because she probably was giving
She
Karen.
probably was giving Karen vibes.
That's probably why.
Yeah,
and that's
only Karens get offended when they call Karen.
And this is kind of what it's giving. Like, not, she can't directly just say, look, I really don't like that stuff.
Right.
And that's really what it is. It's bothering.
But Pastor Cal did make her say it. So if he tones it down,
which he was open to.
He was very open to. So I'm curious to see, moving on with him toning down the 80s, how she's going to open up and let him in a little bit. Because if that's the real issue, if that's the main issue, then there should be no issues, right? They should she should be more open to getting to know him and stop saying that she doesn't like his personality.
Right.
That's where. So I'm putting him at 50-50.
What did I
Last week, it was for Jacob and Haley. You gave him a 70%. I gave him a 60.
Okay,
I'm gonna say 50%.
I'm gonna bring him down to 60, and I'm only bringing him down to 60 because of Haley. Because Jacob is, I mean, that's just amazing.
I like Jacob.
That is amazing communication.
Yes.
I mean, even last
Can't get no better than that.
Even the last episode, the way he communicated to her about how there was a disconnect and he felt like she was, kind of guarded. I was like, dang, that's some real communication right there that you just don't get.
Yeah.
So,
so you're at 60%.
I'm at 60% for now.
Well, let's move on to Clara and Ryan.
They are the one.
They're boring.
Very right, though, and it's because of him.
No, didn't you hear him say he goes to bed at 10:30?
Yeah, I was
like, sir, what the hell is going on?
I don't even know what I'm doing, but it ain't bad at 10:30, bruh. No, but they're the iffy one. Like, I don't really know either way. I don't even what it is. I don't even think I think about them too.
No, I be forgetting.
Yeah, I don't think about them too heavy. I think he's too boring for her, but she is not being real. She's not being real at all. She's everything, like, you get there and you're talking about everything is perfect, and you're kind of letting the doctor kind of pull out what may be the case, but you're not really owning it.
Right.
Like,
when they sat there and said, oh, we don't have any disagreements. Do y'all not disagree on if y'all raising y'all kids in the church or not?
Right.
Like, what are we doing here? This is the second time she lied on camera.
Yeah, she's lying.
Like,
it's
keep it 100. Like, this is supposed to be your marriage, right? You're supposed to be committed to this and really try and make an effort to make it a lifelong marriage. So if the experts are asking you what your differences are, let them know so that they can help y'all navigate through it. Y'all have free counseling. And you're sitting there, oh, everything's perfect. Everything's good. We don't have
But
any.
she
It's wild. I don't get
Real
it.
Life said, we have a physical relationship.
Like, stop it.
And then on here, come back and be like, ooh, we haven't had sex, but we've done things.
And then what we do it well. Like, bitch, what? Stop talking in riddles and just say what the hell's going on.
Like, what are y'all doing?
Wait, like, what are y'all doing then? If y'all don't have, like, stop playing.
What are you doing that y'all are doing it? Well, kissing? Like, I wanted to know the tea. I wanted to know what that meant.
Yeah, I think we all did. Everybody was like, huh?
I didn't know. Like, I was like, it can't be oral. It can't be.
It can't be. If you're not having sex, then you're definitely not.
So then I'm like, what are you guys doing?
I don't believe it.
What?
I don't believe it. I just.
What was, because when she, I lost all faith when she stood on camera and said, we have a physical relationship, like she couldn't tell us that they were screwing.
Like, I feel like Ryan is like, no, don't talk about this. Like, I feel like something is going on. I don't know what it is, but I'm almost like, Clara, blink twice if you're okay. Like,
I know,
what
you clowning Paige. You looking real like, where are you at?
Because she's not being herself.
At least all the other ones are just, I mean, even Paige, I think, is being real. But Clara is like sitting there like it's all like, oh my gosh, if I made him, this is how he would come out.
Maybe physically, Clara, that might be the case, but I don't think that she's into him. I think she's forcing it. It doesn't feel genuine. I don't know what's going on, but there's a disconnect. I don't see there's no chemistry.
It's a huge disconnect,
yeah.
But it's not like a disconnect where you're like, it's a disconnect where they could be in a relationship for years and it'd be nothing.
Yeah. He has no personality.
Like, it would just be nothing. Like,
he's like white toast. He's dry as hell. He has no flair. There's nothing exciting about him.
You made me beat it up, though. You know,
huh?
when he them ones that are like, them ones that you don't really know, they don't look like it, them be the ones that be real passionate in those times. So maybe
I think he's having basic Caucasian sex.
Oh my gosh.
No, that's what one of the ladies, that's what one of the Married at First Sight couples always said. Her name was Beth. And she said, all you do is have basic Caucasian sex. She said that to her husband. So, and they're both white. So it was hilarious. So that's what I think the kind of sex was. It was fucking hilarious.
That's really been like a question of mine. Like, I really be wanting to know what that's giving. Like, is it giving what we're used to be getting, or is it just giving like?
I mean, I'm sure they be getting it. Why can't we get it in?
No, they do, but some people I do be like wondering, like.
I mean, if they're like Ryan, I don't know. Like, you talking about all them people, them ones that are quiet, blah, blah, blah. He seems really stiff to me. He doesn't seem like he has any flavor. So I feel like it would be boring, basic Caucasian sex.
Oh my god.
That's what it's giving.
She's not giving she's a blonde, but she's giving, I've been blown out before.
Yes, she has. Because she dates men of color. Not just black, but men of color, period. So she's not into white dudes. But he's basically a white dude. Which is the disconnect. I feel like he's different from what she's used to. He might as well be white in her eyes because he's not giving what her exes would give. That flavor, that spice, that something. He's just so blah. So, last week...
He was class clown. Stop playing with him.
You're a clown, alright. Clara and Ryan last week, I gave her 70%. You gave them 60.
I'm sticking at 60.
I'm going down to 60 as well this week. It's just not there for me. It's giving forced. Is what it's giving.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on to our final couple, Virginia and Eric.
Oh my gosh.
What? First of all, can we give it up for Eric's condo, please? It was just fancy.
Wasn't it?
I was like,
okay, pilot.
All right, great.
And
she did not appreciate. I was like, she's a whole child. Only kids would not appreciate an apartment of such luxury. Like, I was like, look at the fireplace.
I was looking at the leather couch.
All of
that.
At
his little studio.
Little rug.
His little studio. braver than what I thought he
My
had.
gosh.
When I saw his studio, I was like, this is Eric, okay.
Yes, Eric got a nice ass place, and Virginia, being the child that she is, did not appreciate it. I was like, girl. So that. Virginia is stuck. She keeps saying, I'm younger. Sis, you are not that young. I can see if you was 21, 22, acting like that, but you are 26.
You're pushing 30.
Right.
So.
Like, it's not adding up. And I keep asking the same question. Why is she here? Like, make it make sense. You want to sleep on your best male friend's couches? What? She's giving sorority. She's not mature mentally. It seems she's not
That's
there
what
yet.
It is. It's mentally.
Yeah, she's not there.
Because at 26, like, no, you would, especially if you're doing something like this, you would have some type of, okay, I'm married now. I can't. I mean, she's fighting really hard for this, and it's like, it's weird because you're in a perfect situation.
He's leaving half of the freaking month. How much more time alone do you need?
Have a lot of time, and the fact that they had not, I don't know how much time went by between them going home and meeting with the doctor, but the fact that she had like 2 situations where she was out, like she
already
right, like he was like, she was like, yeah, I went out with my friends this time, and then he got upset with me because another time I didn't tell him.
She didn't text him when she got there.
Right. I mean, okay, I understand. I'm not a texter either, but like, why are you going out so much already?
Like, I understand. She feels like that's who she is, but party is not who you are. It's what you do.
Right.
And when you sign up to be married, you don't get to do that the way you used to do it as a single woman. And as he said, she thinks this is a boyfriend-girlfriend situation. She's thinking he's trying to control her when he's just saying, you are my wife. Like, I'm gone half the month, so when I'm here these 15 days, I need you to be here with me. How hard is that?
It shouldn't be that hard. Like, she is in a perfect situation.
It's perfect for somebody like her.
Yeah, that wants to be out doing this with people and then still be...
She can go on a whole girls trip for 2 weeks, and it won't even make a difference.
Right.
But she's like blowing it. It's like, what the fuck? What is going on?
And it is sad because she's really she's fighting for her dear life for this. And it's like, for what? You can still do these things. You can still do these things.
Actually, you can do these things together. Like Pastor Cal was even like, I wouldn't be okay with that. Like, that's not okay.
Yeah, why?
And she was still fighting him.
Like, why? You don't need to sleep on another man's couch.
I just don't understand.
You have a man.
You have a man.
You have a husband.
He will come pick you up to where you don't have to pass out on nobody's couch.
He doesn't even drink like that.
Right. Like,
so he's gonna make sure you get to your bed comfortably. Okay. It just didn't make sense.
It just seems to me like she still wants to do her thing, whatever that thing may be, but it ain't being faithful, because if you're fighting now hard tooth and nail to sleep on your guy friends' couches.
No, I think what it is I think she's one of those people that don't like to be told what to do.
And that's true.
And even if it's something that isn't really that big of a deal, if she feels like she's being told what to do, I think she's just going to fight for it, because it doesn't even make any sense. Like, but why are you going
Why get married then? What was the purpose?
I don't necessarily, when I look at her situation, even though she's fighting so hard, I think she's fighting so hard because he said he didn't want her to do those things. Not because she plans on, as a married woman, going and sleeping over her friend's house and they're a block away from each other and this, that. I think it's because he specifically said she couldn't have guy friends. So now she wants to go so hard because she feels like he's telling her what to do and she doesn't like it.
But I think he cleared that up though. Not on this show. He said because there's a show that comes on before it. It's Unfiltered. He said they had a conversation about it. They talked about it. And he did clear it up. Like, I'm not saying you can't have guy friends. He's like, that came out wrong. That we talked about it. That's not what I meant. I'm not trying to control. So he did go over those things that they talked about. They didn't show on the show, but they showed on Unfiltered.
Okay.
And, they explained what happens in those moments.
Okay.
So,
because she was crying about it and everything.
Yeah, like he said, he didn't even. He didn't realize it was was that deep, which led him to have to, fix it. So
but the damage was done. It already left his mouth, and now she feels like at the end of the day, that's how he feels, because it wasn't nothing like he brushed over. He had a whole discussion. You can only be friends if blah blah blah, and let me think about it. That's it. So no, that's not good. I don't know what he said to clean that up.
I don't know, but it's very unfortunate. She's really blowing this.
She is.
She's blowing it, and because of that, I'm at 40%. What was I at last week?
Where were you at?
Last week I was at 45.
And I was at 50.
You were at 50.
I'm still keeping it 50, only because obviously the pipe
and I told you they were lying. I told you. I said there's no way that them two are the only couple out of all the couples drunk all the time, not having sex. Get out of here. Goodbye. So they finally admitted it, which I already knew. You can tell. You're touching too much. That's why I said that because Eric is a conservative and he probably didn't want to put that out there in that moment. And I just think that had a lot to do with it. But I knew they were lying. I could tell by the body language. You can tell when somebody is having sex.
Yeah, they were really
obvious.
I don't know. I really hope that throughout this process she starts to grow up in a sense of, just because somebody says they don't like something doesn't mean it's the end all be
don't
all.
Mean go hard and do it 10 times more.
Like, what are you even fighting for? It's giving real childish. That's what it is. It's like, you're not even really concerned about this. Yes, you go out with your friends. You could still do that, boo. I mean, actually, if she was really playing her cards right, even if she wanted to do all these things, she wouldn't be on camera talking about it. She would have been like, okay, boo.
Yes, that's it. Like, he would know nothing. He's not there. He's in the air somewhere.
So 3 days. I'm over here doing me.
She's blowing it. She got the perfect situation, and she's just blowing it for her, because not everybody will be okay with that, but because she needs her space, she has a whole half a month to have it, and she's just making it like weird.
Yeah, she's going way too hard.
Yeah. So I'm at 40%. You're at 50, and I don't know. We gotta talk about these scenes for next week. Why is Paige sitting down with Chris and his baby mama? Like, what else is there left to talk about?
Nothing.
What are we doing?
And then the baby mom.
And I was expecting her to look so much different. The way he's dragging Paige, I thought she was gonna be this bad chick, and she's just regular degular.
I think that's what it is. She had. How do I even say this? I feel like she had softer features in the sense of, you would look at her, not really like think too hard about her. You wouldn't remember her face. Like,
no, she's just there.
Face. Yeah, she's just there. Where I think Paige has more distinctive features that he probably is not.
I think the only feature that he has that he's not with is her skin.
And you think it's her skin?
I really think it's her complexion.
I don't think so.
I do. I feel like if she was a couple shades lighter, this would not even be an issue. I really, really strongly believe that. She's really dark. Like, it doesn't look that way on the show because all of the lights.
Yeah,
but she's dark skin. Like, really dark skin. So I don't think that is his type. And that's why I think that he kept saying, I don't want to be disrespectful. I think that that's what it is, and he just doesn't want to say it out loud. And I've seen it so many times.
So sad.
There's a lot of colorists in this world, and he's one of them.
That's sad.
Because there's nothing, looking at her and the other chick, they're basically on the same level. There's no difference. There's no difference as far as looks. They both basic as hell. So what do you?
I think what I'm gonna say to it, I think he's not attracted to her personality.
I don't think that is. I don't think that's it at all.
I think if she had a personality, like, yeah, I'm not.
He wasn't attracted to her walking down the aisle. His first word was fuck. Like, he didn't know her.
No, but I feel like had he got that I'm a bad bitch vibe from her after that, I think he would have. I think he would have, changed his tune a little bit.
Nah.
But I think that he for whatever reason is not attracted to her, and then on top of that, because she doesn't even look like that.
She does not look like that. That's false advertisement. This picture over here, that's not what she looked like. She does not look like that.
She does not look like that.
And it's unfortunate. We're just gonna keep talking. So next week they are meeting friends. Friends are coming over. That's usually what they do. Friends and family. Well, not family, but friends come over. They have a little gathering or whatever. They play games and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see. It looks like Vincent is back, like I knew he would be. It doesn't really, you know what I mean? They're gonna be all right. I didn't really see too many blow-ups. Not that I can remember off top.
I mean, no.
They didn't really show
I'm
much.
interested in seeing Haley and Jacob, because Jacob was asking like some real questions to I guess one of her friends. Like,
Oh.
he was like, yo, what's up?
Yeah.
What do I do?
Oh, and Vincent was on the porch, on the balcony with his friend, and he was saying she's what you need. So I think that
his cousin,
maybe he is struggling a little bit, because I mean he's a man. He's not a little boy man. He's a man, and he doesn't like being told what to do. And so yeah, I didn't see any scenes for really Virginia and Eric or Ryan and Clara. They didn't really show.
They never really show Ryan and Clara.
Because they're boring. They're not good for TV.
Oh. That's why Paige and Chris are still on there for y'all entertainment.
Yeah, that's why they still there.
That stuff is big weird, and I don't care if it was entertainment wise. I don't even want nobody to think they can come at me like that. Like,
ain't a check big enough? You're not gonna have me looking like a clown on national TV.
On TV, so other clowns could come, so they go, oh, she where the circus at?
Oh my God! I mean, I just can't wait, because once they're done, they're gonna be gone, and then we're just gonna have these 4 couples to talk about, and that's what I'm looking forward to. I think next week is probably gonna be Chris and Paige's last appearance on the show. Fingers crossed, because I'm tired. I'm tired. My hands is washed. I'm done. So on that note, we are so happy that you joined us. Thank you so much, and make sure you click subscribe and check us out next week for another review. Hey y'all, it's your girl Vee
and your girl April Love,
and we are your hosts of Love Unlocked Talk.
If you like what you saw, please subscribe, like, and comment below, and let us know what you want us to discuss for future episodes.
Also, please follow us on Instagram at Love Unlocked LLC for updates.